start your loose leash walking journey, maybe you might have sullied a little bit of the equipment that you're using and you're interested in using a halti or a transitional slip leash. This will be the video for you. I'm going to explain how to start conditioning all of that. If you haven't been here before, my name is Kristen and I'm from Salty Pack. So a lot of times we see people using a halti or a transitional leash, which is essentially a slip leash that you can put a piece over the nose so that it's just a different type of pressure for them. We often see people not really doing very much conditioning for this. What I mean by conditioning is basically just getting the dog used to it. So a lot of people will just try to have the new piece of equipment, they'll just put it on the dog, they'll just go for a walk, and the dog generally doesn't, it seems to not like it, right? It's probably just because they haven't actually gotten used to it. I sort of make the comment in the video about how, and I make a reference really to my husband when we got married. He played with his ring the entire first week that he wore it, right? So the dogs are sort of the same in that context as well too. So a lot of people will just put on a halti or put on a transitional leash, just go out for a walk, and the dog's trying to get it off the entire time. So that's not what we want. So who you're about to see in this video is Taco. He's a rescue dog. They were interested in trying a different piece of equipment for him, which was the halti. The one that they had was a little bit too small, so midway through the session, I actually just started to condition him to the transitional leash because they already had a slip leash. So this information will be relevant for either the halti or the transitional leash, whichever one you would like to use with your dog if you feel like you need a brand new piece of equipment to start the loose leash walking journey that you're on. I personally prefer the transitional leash if you already have a slip leash, only because, again, in the video I explain it as well too. The halti can just provide a little bit of strain sometimes on the neck if not used appropriately, whereas the transitional leash will come from the back, keeping the dog's neck in line with their back and just minimizing hopefully any sort of damage that could come up. And of course, if you like this video and you found it helpful, please let me know in the comments. And of course, do all the things, like, rate, share, subscribe, whatever you're supposed to do so that more people like you can find our videos. Thank you. Work. All right, so we've got Taco here. This is going to be his first session on the halti. It might be a little bit small, but we'll just have a look at it anyways. So haltis are great because it can be a little bit more sensitive. It goes around the nose, and for a lot of dogs that may have pulled through different types of equipment, the halti can just become a new piece of equipment that they haven't pulled through that we can utilize to our advantage. The downfall of the halti is a lot of dogs, when you put it on, they just start to claw it off. It's kind of like the first time that you wear a piece of jewelry or something, you're just like constantly playing with it because it's new and different. That's usually the reason that they're just trying to paw it off. It's just new and different for them and they don't really understand it. So where people sometimes go wrong is when they just put the halti on, just try and go for a walk, and it's just chaos. Like, sure, maybe the dog's not pulling very much, but it's probably because they're very uncomfortable and they're actually more distracted by the halti than the actual walk itself, if that makes sense. So what I usually try and tell people is, let's put a little bit of time and effort into making sure that the dog knows and at least tolerates the halti. A lot of dogs won't love the halti, but if we can get them to tolerate it. So if we can, Taco, good job. Nice. I'm just going to test him out. Good. At least we're taking food for free. If he's not going to take food for free, there's not really going to be any chance of me trying to ask for things. Nice. Especially teaching him something new. Cool. For Taco, that's a really nice food drive. Good job, bud. So just to start off with, I'm just going to show him how to actually get into the nose piece. So I just have it so that the halti is here. Good job, bud. And I want to be able to put my hand kind of through the halti and see if I can bring his nose through. Taco. See if we can get you actually in the clip here. Good. Nice. So he was following along with the food before, and you can see just that little bit of a drop off. Good boy. So already, little bit of conflict here. Yes, nice. So we don't have to go all the way through. He's a sensitive boy. So even if he just kind of nuzzles through, I'm happy to pay that. Yes, nice. Good job, bud. Ooh, yes, nice. Making it just a little bit harder for him. This way. Ooh, let's see if we can move a little bit. Nice. Yes. Good. So it's these first instances. He's got this cool, we're doing things together. Sick. Good job. Yes. Nice, good boy. I think this will probably be a little bit too small for him, but again, we can still at least get him conditioned to it as well. Clever boy. Yes. Nice, and we've got it all the way on. Yes, good. Nice boy, Superman. So the reason that I think this is going to be too small for him is because his mouth isn't going to be able to open all the way. So I'll see if it shows up in the camera like that. When it's on, yes, nice. He can really hardly use his mouth. Another thing that we can use as well too, just for that extra, bless you, just for that extra little bit of pressure, like a different type of pressure, is going to be using a slip leash that just has a nose piece attached to it. Benefit of the halti, again, being a different piece of equipment, is that it is something that is going to be hopefully like brand new for him. But what I don't love about the halti is sometimes because it attaches down here, when he feels tension and pressure, it's actually going to put a little bit of strain on his neck if we're not careful. If he still has these really big triggers as well too, that he has like these explosive reactions to, he can kind of crane his neck. Another way that we can use the nose piece is with a slip leash, just done up with a little bit of nose piece attached to it. Some people call it a transitional leash. So how I put this on is still that J formation, like I'll put onto his face. I put it onto his face, make it an oversized loop. The loop is just gonna loop under once, yes, and then just loop over his nose. This still needs a little bit of conditioning as well, of just having something on his nose here too. Good, so nice and high up. Yes. Nice. He seems to be tolerating it pretty well. Let's even see if we can get him moving a little bit. Nice, you gonna come and get, ooh, yes. Nice, super clever boy. Nice job, bud. I would do a couple of sessions of that, of getting him super used to it, whether it's the halti or whether it's the transitional leash for him. Once he understands that he can move through it, then we can start to like apply some pressure. And I want that pressure to be the guiding pressure that he'll feel as if he's going for a walk. So coming from behind if he's going too far ahead, coming from the side if he's like sniffing out to the side or something, coming from the like front if he's lagging behind a little bit. So I want him feeling all of that potentially first just here in the garden before we even take it out. So I think right now just getting him used to that nose piece. We'll do a couple more repetitions. I'll see if I can show it in the camera. Good job, bud. A little bit further this way. Nice, just behind the ears. Oh, that's a really big stretch. Oh my gosh, nice. He's like, let's go for walks. Taco. Good. Go. And then one loop underneath the nose here. Good, yes. Nice. And again, he's not pawing it off straight away. Let's see if I can get him moving. There's no pressure here. Nice. Yes. Good. Superman. Nice job. I would start there first, get him super comfortable, and then we can move up from there as well too. In an online world filled with a ton of good trainers giving a lot of really great content, we're really excited that you are here with us. So if you want more content like this one, click on that button, and please click on this one to subscribe. The more people who subscribe to our page or comment, like, rate, share, doing anything that you can just helps to get more people like you seeing our videos for free. Thank you again. We'll see you next time.